Well, I think we should learn a little bit more about how you live in a Jeep. I personally want to learn. That's my crazy dog chasing
birds.
Oh, a hawk, beautiful hawk. And a little bird chasing the hawk. It's funny how little birds can chase them around.
Oh.
Welcome back to my next video. Today we're meeting Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
And this fabulous Jeep.
Love my Jeep.
I also love Jeeps. In fact, that's the only thing I really envy is people who can have a vehicle that can go really deep into the backcountry.
And it does.
Yes, that is built super well. Are those, the tire size is really one of the most important things on a Jeep. Are those 40s?
No, they're 37s.
37s.
37s. I wish I had 40s,
Yeah.
but for traveling, I can't have 40s.
Yeah,
No.
that's not a very practical size.
Yeah.
That's really too specialized. 37s is great.
Yeah.
So that's, most of you don't care about that, but in the Jeep world, that's a really big deal.
It is. Yeah.
Very big deal. And I love Jeeps. I love the idea of being in the backcountry. I bought my side-by-side as a easy way for me to be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be a minimalist to live in a Jeep.
Oh, yeah.
And so you are bare minimum in there.
And short.
And short, yes, that is also very helpful.
Very helpful.
Yeah. And so you must be full-time now, or are you part-time?
I am full-time. So I started traveling 17 months ago, and originally I was towing a 16-foot travel trailer behind my Jeep. And then September 1st, I decided to store my travel trailer and then just try traveling in just my Jeep. So I built out the inside of my Jeep and to live in, and it's a lot easier for me to just travel with the Jeep than it is with the trailer.
Right.
So a lot easier.
Right. And you're doing a rooftop tent?
That is a storage bag,
Storage
actually.
bag. Okay.
So I sleep on the inside. I don't do the rooftop tent because of the fact that I feel more safe and secure sleeping inside of my Jeep than I would in a tent.
I agree
on top,
completely.
So.
Yeah. Hard sides are always better. And you have a puppy, although hoisting her up there isn't all that hard.
Yeah.
A little bigger dog would become a big issue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so a question I always ask everyone is why? Here you are wandering around in the backcountry in a Jeep. And so I think a lot of people want to know what brought you to that.
So I lived in Vegas for 16 years. The reason why I moved to Vegas originally is because at 30 years old, I had never met my father. So I hired a private investigator to find my father, met him at 30, moved to Vegas to get to know him and have a relationship with him. A few years ago, he was diagnosed with early stages of dementia. And so I moved him into the house with me and took care of him. And then because of his dementia, he wasn't, all there in the head and everything. So one night I came home and he shot and killed himself in front of me. And then after that, I lost my best friend to pancreatic cancer 2 months later. And so I sunk into a huge depression, and I had a really good job that I worked at for like 10 years in Vegas. And I kind of engulfed myself into work just to stay busy all the time. Yeah, for about a year and a half, it was just depression and working a lot and stuff. And then I took a trip to Sedona, Arizona one time, and I met this girl that was traveling in her 4Runner and living out of her 4Runner. And she told me the reason why she started doing it was because her brother committed suicide. And this was her therapy to go be with nature and stuff like that. And so it just clicked in my head, okay, maybe this is a sign. I'm a hiker. I used to be a rock climber. I love the outdoors, so turned in a 6-month notice to my job and planned it out for 6 months on how I was going to make it work, and just gave up everything and became homeless in my vehicle. And I have to say, in my 45 years, this is the happiest I've ever been. And it definitely has been my way of working through everything that I went through. So.
Full video and playlist linked in the description.